on it, me know you can manage. She body rude boy fi real. Cause I'm on a tour, man going like so she no exercise. All she want is company. Hey, baby, cause you a good girl. Like a bad day, hey. Know you are mine anyway. Hey, know some me nah go shy. Good girl. Like a bad day, hey. Know you are mine anyway. Yeah, know some me nah go shy. Yeah, me love you ride. I'ma face you out and a smile. Tell me say you ready for ride and you know full up of pride. Pull up a vibes, ready to give it up in the right. What I done day in your eye from it. But still you a tell me say you are more pretty and freaky, so me love you. You are my baby. Girl, you give me the adrenaline rush. Picture up on my phone like a telephone. Let's if your man get the code and you that now go on cause I got shine up. Hey, up in your zone, girl, me a brawl up. Tell me your man done a working, not coming home back. Deal with like say me own that.
Bad feet. Do anything for me. So you a big head, please. Oh, pretty titty fat pussy with the ring in it.
Please don't panic. If let me show some it is magic. Ordinary. I mean, out your belly. I ain't great like just for out the end. Yeah, she's such a yeah, she's mine, I am when you can dance. And she's such a ordinary.
She's the man up in your belly, girl. Hard you walk, you love criminal. When the days are long and the nights are cold. Big black fig like me bands in the girl, cause you make your heart cause I'm on a slow wine. When your knees get low on the disco. Bounce like a lips, so girl move your hips so. You make love with the mouth and I saw this girl vibe on it. Like say love six, you're tight. Squeeze me like a vice grip. Me say oh my god. Tight like oh my god. Hey. Up in your belly 6 minutes in the stick. Don't good, but you don't come much. Me say oh my god. Tight like oh my god. You grip me, yes you grip me. Warm like when a baby sip tea. Up in your I detach your G. Running at the race and fatter than me. Oh god, up so tight, so the one wrong she end up spending the night back. Turn on the pain time, make you bend over, girl. This a pain time. Body hot like fire, but this fire fall rain. You must see a 9-inch shit favor than grain. Skin to skin, nobody can complain. Look off the light, look off the phone thing.
So let me say a very special good afternoon to you, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Top of the afternoon to those of you on the web. Locking us down right now via our Facebook page. Good afternoon to those of you locking us down on YouTube. Wherever you're listening to my voice, I say thank you so much for choosing me. My name is Isha Wells, and I'm in your company today until whenever the damn show done. I would say 6, but we just go till 7. And I would say 7, but we just go till 8. So let me see how we do today now. Let me say good afternoon to those of you listening to us on TrinidadRadios.net, the TuneIn app, wherever you're listening to my voice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yours truly, Isha Wells, alongside AJ, is on the inside. So much to discuss today. Where to begin? Well, first of all, before we even do anything else, I want to remind you that this week on the Street 919 FM, we're giving away a magic bullet and an electric kettle. So you can hand me the gift items, AJ. Let me just show it to the public. There you go. So this is how we look in this week. Electric kettle and a magic bullet. We're giving it away this week right here on this program from 5 o'clock on Friday. All you have to do in order to win is text 9191 from your B mobile or your Digicel phone. It's quite simple. So you go to message, you put in the number 9191, you put my name in the message, and then you send, and that's it. Once your name goes into the poll, we then pull the names on Friday, and of course you can be a winner. Every single week we give away right here on the Street 919 FM. So I'm going to also put the link up in the chat during the entire program so you can always go back and donate. I really, really appreciate you guys. I want to say special love to my top fans, my loyalists. Once you get in, like the video, share it live, yeah? So inside this first hour, we're going to take a look at what is going on in Warsaw. Yeah? We understand that some restructuring took place. Some persons are worried that this may be the beginning of another conversation to be had on Warsaw. Yeah? So we're going to look at that today. Remember, in the next hour, we're going to continue the program we had yesterday, so you guys can weigh in on that. And we're going to take it all the way down until whenever we decide to end the show.
Lord Father.
We're saying, we tell people we finish 6, we go till 7. We tell people 7, we go till 8. So whenever we feel to stop. All right, so the lines are open. Like the video, share it live. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Me coming on me heart, if it tell you that lock off the light. Got a thing tight, yeah, you put so good, maybe call up.
Hey, you see you and your music with me in show edit. Give me an instrumental, partner. Not me and you.
Get edited.
Not me and you, partner. You see that? You almost have me saying, what? Inside I hear just now. Give me an instrumental, my brother. Yeah? Well, appreciate that, please and thanks. All right, so let me just let you guys know, according to today's Express, story done by Dunstan Bond, Public Utilities Minister's photo on the inset, Marvin Gonzalez. Story goes as follows. Chairman of Water and Sewerage Authority, Dr. Lennox Silly, will assume with immediate effect the portfolio of Executive Director of the state-owned utility company. Public Utilities Minister Marvin Gonzalez made this announcement during a press conference hosted by his ministry on Tuesday. Government has decided that with immediate effect, the chairman of the Water and Sewage Authority, Dr. Lennox Sealy, will be appointed an executive director and pursuant to Section 17(1), will assume full control of the Water and Sewage Authority as an effective director. Let me take that again, as an executive director, as well as the chief executive officer, therefore replacing the current acting CEO, Alan Punking. According to the story, Gonzalez said the government also took a decision to appoint a deputy executive director pursuant to Section 17(1) of the Water and Sewerage Act to assist Sealy in the discharge of his duties as executive director, but he did name the individual who will hold the portfolio. He noted that Cabinet's decision came on the backdrop of a Cabinet's subcommittee being appointed by the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, in August of last year. It took into operations of WASA. The main function of that subcommittee, Gonzalez said, was to review the operations of WASA and to determine a strategy for enabling it to achieve its mandate. Stating that the subcommittee was given a mandate to last November to produce its findings and make recommendations, Gonzalez added that their report dated December 11, 2020, was handed to Dr. Rowley before being submitted to Cabinet 1 month later on January 11, 2021, where the major recommendations were deliberated on, leading to a special Cabinet meeting at the Diplomatic Center on Monday, where the decision to restructure WASA's management was taken. According to Gonzalez, the government has also put together a Cabinet subcommittee to oversee the transformation of the Water and Sewerage Authority, and as such, Cabinet subcommittee comprising of himself, Planning and Development Minister Camille Robinson-Regis, Housing Minister Penelope Beckles, Minister in the Ministry of Finance Brian Manning, Sports and Community Development Minister Shamfa Kujo, Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister Sigmund I could never pronounce that man's name, you know, Simon de Nobrega, Energy Minister Franklin Khan, and Minister of Social Development and Family Services Donna Cox. Beckles, he said, will chair that subcommittee. The government has also taken a decision that the report of the Cabinet subcommittee dated December 11, 2020 will be laid in the Parliament next week, Friday, following a ministerial statement, and that the public, people, and citizens of Trinidad and Tobago will have full access to the recommendations of the report and findings of the report. Gonzalez then quoted the first paragraph of the report's executive summary, which stated, "The Water and Sewerage Authority has become an unwittingly unproductive, unresponsive organization that has deteriorated and is no longer efficiently serving the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. In numerous instances and over many decades, efficiency was sacrificed for the inter alia, political patronage, and mismanagement accountability exchanged for industrial stability, resulting in an organization in which there is little correlation between the contents of the collective agreement and the realities of providing a reliable service to the national population." According to the article, the reason why the government has taken the decision to appoint an executive director and a deputy executive director is because Cabinet is of the firm belief that the issues surrounding the water sector, and in particular the Water and Sewerage Authority, is a management problem, and therefore we need to organize and reorganize and re-engineer the management of the Water and Sewerage Authority, and that's the only way in which the people of this country can benefit from an efficient water supply. He noted that citizens of Trinidad and Tobago have had to continue to have serious concerns with respect to water. And according to the article, we believe then that the time has come and the time has arrived for us to seriously and critically look into the Water and Sewerage Authority and take whatever appropriate action is needed to ensure the authority delivers on its mandate to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So the lines are opening. What's your thoughts? Restructuring taking place at WASA. Do you believe the state entity can finally provide its services efficiently to the people of Trinidad and Tobago? The lines are open. Feel free to call us on 342-0081, 771-1791, 4665391. Send your voice notes to 771-1791. Let me say good afternoon to Sudesh Ramasaz on the live. Sudesh, how you doing? Cherise Andrews is also on the line, as well as June McLeod and Laura James. Caller, you're live.
Good afternoon, my lady.
How you doing?
100% okay. Anytime I hear your voice, I feel good. Anyway, yesterday was a very good program. Very, very, very good program.
Thank you.
That come from, especially coming a part of it coming from your partner, your neighbor, Kingsley.
Yes, I mean, he behaved himself quite well yesterday.
I mean, somebody must be talking to him because, I mean, it's a fact what he said, eh? Because I from that area exactly right there. I'm from Rosehill to Lavantil up in Bab. It's my turn, right? So I know exactly what he's talking about, and it is a fact. Up to this morning, I was telling somebody, mothers are the problem, not really the problem. Mothers is the one can train the children better than a man. I always prefer my father cut me tail and my mother long time, because when my mother put a cut tail on me, and she put it a seven upon her, put in a room, you don't dare come out. When your father put in a room, if your father gave a few lash and he put in a room, you would go outside and play and things. But anyway, the WASA affair, I think they should have done that long time. From the time PNM getting the power, they should have turned on that one time, whether you like Dr. Rowley or not, that was a position he should have taken to restructure WASA, because in all the UNC time passed by, they do all kind of thing, all kind of money laws, they burn down all kind of place. That's the first thing should have taken, because that's $1 billion industry. 7-10 fellas on one truck going to do a work, three backhoe. You must three backhoe and one job to dig a hole, maybe about 20 feet long and about 7 feet deep. And men sitting down, three backhoe on a job, sometimes 4 trucks. No, that is nonsense. That should have cut out long time ago. So we're losing a whole lot of money. We can hold somebody vets or not who is there, who vote for you. That is what they have to do. And let whoever come in again, let them vote them out for that. Let them try and see that they'll end up the same way. Somebody have to hold the bull by the horn and show the bull who is man. Thank you, Aisha.
Thank you so much. Caller, you live.
Yes, good afternoon to my sister Aisha.
How you doing, my brother?
Well, I listen to everything. And my representative, he is on the move. Because from the time I was small, I look at area, you always get trouble for water. And I calling on all areas, not only calling, but all areas in Trinidad, where they get pressure for water. We are standing with the government. We also stand with the government and fight against that. Let us see what's in Duke. I hear what's in Duke talking about if it touch WASA. He ready. Telling the people ready too, because not Dr. Rowley attacking. It's the people who is suffering for water. He will be coming after. And we have to come with full force and make sure that what the government want to do. Make sure, and because Trinidad is small, it's an island. Trinidad surrounded with water. Why we want to suffer for water? Why what about the night here to get up to full water? You can't go through that. You got water in the place, you must have a swimming pool too. And you coming to fight against the government? Wasa, then I'm telling you, I just be on the road. And I just see sometimes Wasa going to one leak, and there are 12, 15 people around that one leak. See them showing away money. When those fellas could be scattered and amend plenty more leaks. Let the government do what they have to do with water, and they're going to get water. I don't care about paying water. I'm getting it every day, you know. I'm getting my water. I open the tap, I get water. I don't have no problem with that, you know. Let the government do what they have to do. You can't stop that, you know. You can the PSA, they cannot stop that, you know. Tell him that. Tell him put that in the back of his head. He cannot stop that. This wrong. You're very serious with that, eh? Because water is life. Water is life. He playing games with his life. Have a blessed evening.
Thank you so much. The lines are open. Weigh in your thoughts. Call your live.
Isha, good afternoon.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
I'm okay. I want to congratulate these brilliant callers this evening. I want to congratulate you on a show well done again to yesterday. And oh boy, Mr. P, I'm have to agree with some of these callers. You see, too long, this kind of stupidness going on in this country. Too long. You know, if you look at the private sector, why is you always seeing private sector more profitable? They are far more effective and efficient than the public sector. Plenty of them know this, you know. Plenty of these detractors and them, they know what the problems is, you know. But they don't care. They want everybody to like it. And that's why I like Dr. Raul, you know. He said, they thought I was joking when I was going to close the thing restructure Petrochem. He wasn't joking because you know what else know them? Plenty of the detractors like Duke and all of them. You feel Duke going and take out $1 million, knowing that you're going and lost $3 or $4 million. You feel you go and take out a business loan like that? Which one of them going and do business in that kind of manner? But no, just squander public money. But you see, when all this squander public money, it has come back to bite we. Because that same money we squandering could have gone to one buying devices for some children who don't have. They could have been going to buy medicine in the hospital. People, we have to get serious in this country. Everybody just had this attitude, go and get a government work and sit down and do nothing and collect blood, too much back pay and all them kind of things. Too long this stupidness has been going on. We need somebody, as we call us, to take the bull by the horn and do what is right for the majority of people in this country. I hear about instances when man working 73, man going home and coming back after 2 and then going out on the road and claiming. You hear how much millions and millions of dollars in overtime, Aisha? This has no right to be going on. And I want to thank the great Christopher Rowley and some of the government ministers who have to solidly put and take the hard decision, not for the betterment. And this is a problem we have, and we're talking about workers go lost their work. So you want to hold 3,000 or 4,000 workers, have this whole country held at ransom. That model is getting old, it's getting weak. It cannot continue for long. Aisha, Mr. P, and I'm out, right, and listening, right?
Thank you so much. I want to read some comments from the people on Facebook. All right, I want to get them on the inside. Michael Ramdas says, PM's best friend with 1 year audit got 100 million. According to Nikisha Trotman, she says back pay as well. She says the government is going behind the union, so people would not get a raise in back pay. Hafiz Solomon says we are our own worst enemy. Feel free to send your voice notes and text messages on WhatsApp to 771-1791. I go over to YouTube. Amar Tube says Wassa is going to be sold to the Syrians. The Port Authority will be sold to the Chinese, the refinery to Chavez and its highest bidders. 50% of the workers is going to get laid off. According to Amar Tube, he says only Kamala can save Trinidad. Angela Hamilton says, good afternoon, Aisha and company. God's blessing, reach home safe. I'm going to play a voice note. Get you guys on the inside. Send those messages to 771-1791.
Aisha, good afternoon to you and to your listeners. I do support 100% that WASA really needs restructuring. Secondly, right, I personally, and I don't know, but I'm being real here. People might get upset with me, but I hope that these persons who are really now making up the new board of directors of WASA really do something and don't just sit down and collect a purse or collect a check at the end of the month, right? While I support it, we really need to see, right, they do their job, right? Because for too many times, government come, government go, right? And all government workers, some of them, you go to them and they just sit on their aunt, uncle, and do nothing. Let's really hope that that the face of WASA can really be changed, right? And considering that also, while we're at it, you see the water, people, the water, all you need to crack, all you really need to start giving us water, right? Secondly, right? Thirdly, as a matter of fact, there's a man, right up by me here, who had made reports personally where the people actually stealing water, tapping on people's lines, including mine, right? And a few others, and they have no water, right? So how you all getting water? WASA need to crack down on all of those things.
Let's go straight to the phone lines. Calling you live.
Hi, good evening, Miss Wells.
Hey, bro, how you doing?
Not too bad. And how's the young man next to you?
AJ is fine. We're looking forward to the next hour.
Right, AJ. Miss Wells, you see, we just forget. So the young people who may have a job now and complaining about WASA. In 2008, Isha Wells, Mr. Manning gave WASA workers voluntary retirement, Isha Wells. So if WASA had 4,000 workers, because this issue that WASA have here about overstaffing, this whole junjat, Mr. Manning went through that. So in order to cut down on WASA's bill, we give them voluntary retirement. So if there was 4,000 workers, Aisha, Mr. Manning brought it down to 2,600, 2,400. Right? So it's called election before time. Up comes in the so-called People's Partnership, UNC. And Watson Duke increased the staff, the same people or the people that you send home to restructure the business, you brought back twice times. So if I had 4,000 and I brought it down to 1,600, how much? You brought it back to 5,000, Aisha. So you increased the staff by a whole 1,000 more on top of what we don't have with the problem. That is one. Have a man sit down on election night in 2015. And here we have, right hand have UNC. And the next hand, left hand have Panama. You know what is that? SIS. And you know what they leave with, Isha Wells? A water treatment plant costs $400 million more. And the election, the night, UNC, Panama. If UNC win a state, if PNM win, Panama. Where did he go to, Aisha? He went to Panama with the $400 million and tried to take the equipment along with it as well. But no, that was not, you know. I have a set of pipe, Aisha Wells, on the Caroni Bank run from Beatham all the way up. And if you're going to Sparta Shogunas, you will see how much ton load of pipe that was have stockpiled in a piece of land. That is one. I remember when this administration got into office, the Prime Minister couldn't get no water in the Prime Minister residence. And a truck was bringing water. You might have a truckload of water, Aisha? About $3,000, $2,500, depends on who bringing it. And the Prime Minister residence has to get truck-borne water because there is no water. The Prime Minister get fed up and say, when I want the problem solved. We had a call by WASA and solve the problem. When they came, you know what was the problem? Somebody turned off the water to the Prime Minister residence and sealed off the stopcock with concrete. So even though you find the hole to turn it on, you can't turn it on because it's concretized. All of that happened in 2010 to 2015 under the People's Partnership. So you would understand the state that WASA is in. And you remember, when the government took over, somebody tried to light the place afire. Fortunately, the government had already digitized some of the documents. So I saw the Rasta man on a station sometime, so I'm waiting to see with this document that he's going to lay sometime in the parliament, who is going to be arrested? Who is going to be charged for some of the corruption that it seems to. And you know what, Isha Wells? I have a man was one of the largest financiers of Basil Pandey at one time. Had a company called Karamat over the highway. Started to build Aranguez Villas and couldn't finish it. You know, he is the man who invested in the desalcat plant. He come and died before the UNC left. If the contract was to expire, let me say a year or two ago, before between the people, between the PNM time as they got into office, how much years ago, before the UNC left, they ensured that they extend the life of that contract for that desalcat plant. You know why? Understand. As I told you yesterday, we do have succession planning. It's your father this thing. Them ensured all the talk about Wasa, I don't want Wasa this and Wasa no water. But no water, but them get money in. Enjoy evening, ma'am. Black people, they wake up, you know.
Thank you so much. We go back to the phone lines. Caller, you're live.
Good afternoon.
Hey, how you doing, my brother?
Happy Wednesday. Now, I said I would have set it out till 4, but let me come into the arena. First of all, let me tell the last caller, that was Rowley Jr. or Barataria?
That was Barataria.
Right. Barataria, when it comes to Karamat was the PNM favorite contractors. Take your mind back when they held his son with the guns in the residential area where the Minister of Works lived. Then he was one of Patrick Manning's blue-eyed boys. I could remember distinctly when they was building Brian Lara Stadium before it had stopped. Karamat was one of the biggest contractors there. Another thing, you telling them to lay the files. Well, I happily delayed. You see, I'll tell
Tabakit, what happened there is done the money on the phone done. But what is this? Top up and call back.
I find the government should privatize WASA. And I find what you should do is to fire all the WASA workers against new workers. Get WASA workers too lazy. As the man said, you do no work. The pipe running and you drive by WASA and they're not fixing it. It's time the government shake up and let them stop coming to work for 7 and going home for 7:30. Let them work 8-hour shift. They have to get new supervisors, get them supervisors and them too comfortable in WASA. And the workers and them, all you want to do is draw back pay and draw big money and doing nothing. It's time Trinidad shake up. And everything happens, they blaming the government. I fed up of them.
Tabakit, you back?
right here. Something happened there. It's not on your end. I know what happened. Now, let me go there, sister, with you. Because I don't like this disingenuous. I understand we do not have an election in the air, so no campaign. But let me go back where I left off, and I'll tell you why. Now, Barataria is saying, he's telling the Fitzgerald Hines, lay the report. But how could you lay a report when the same contractors who you say was under Kamla is the same contractor under the PNM? You can't jail yourself. Look, let me tell you something, Barataria. And I'm going to go there this evening. Let me go into the arena now. I haven't gone there for a bit. You see, do not be a hypocrite, brother. The very said contractors, they are in the bosom of the PNM. Yes, I am happy. Now, don't get me wrong. Anything to clean up where taxpayers' money is being spent, I am happy for that. As a matter of fact, Isha Wells, let me go so far to say, for the very first time I heard the Minister of Public Utilities is Gonzal, is his name. That is Marvin Gonzal. And sister, I listened to the brother this morning. I want to say something here. He's brilliant. When telling you, it's the first time I heard any minister with the Rowley administration, the Dr. Rowley administration, sorry. And when telling you, he's brilliant. He is brilliant. That young man, he will do this government proud. And sometimes we need to call it, if it is good, let's say it's good. I heard all the plans. But how could you carry out a plan when the people who pull in the strings behind the scene, they are your big, big financier? Isha Wells, permit me again, and I want to go there. Look, people, let's face the facts now. In 2015, the country would have pronounced on the Honorable Kamla Prasad Dissessa. She was on trial then. Okay, she was on trial in 2020. For God's heaven's sake, you had a term already. This is your second term. By you all coming to the radio every evening, Kamla thief, Monilal thief, Soroj thief. Oh, give me a break. Get the police, get the files, and charge them. Let me tell you something. Next year is local election. And this is not campaigning, but let's call it. If all you continue how you're going, and every evening is race and them Indian, I want to tell you something. You see what happened in Tobago and what happened in Arima? Brother man, the people fed up of this thing, Kamla, Monilal, and Thief. Do all your work. All you ask to go there, all you tell the population, look, we could clean up the mess. So you don't come every minute that you get an opportunity. Thief, thief, thief. The people fed up of that. I am saying if you want to restructure WASA, go ahead. But Aisha, let Tabakit go there now. Remember on the east-west corridor, where all them young fellas were doing contract and working on pump station and on the water truck. Remember, this is not tyranny. Remember when all them little boys, black boys on contract. Remember if all you send them home and nearly everybody on the east-west corridor paying rent. All you gonna have to get $1 million Gary Griffith. Now hear me. Tabakit is not endorsing crime. But the country's already had the talk on the ground, the country has no money. So you went in the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. As I take my leave, you know what is the message I am sending to people like Barataria and Rowley Jr. and Mr. Tobago and all the other people? Hear me. You all are in government. You all told the country, the world, the Caribbean, we can fix it. You see this nonsense? Get to work. And hear me. The files Fitzgerald spoke of, if you have evidence, take it to the police. If you do not have any evidence, shut your mouth, get to work, and do not retrench people. Tabakit out and out.
All right, we're going to play some voice notes. I see you guys on the inside. Let me read some comments on YouTube. All right, Famous Us says, good day. M. Jones went with 13 billion. Privat was the first thief to run to Panama. He cut track for Guti to run. Famous USS says PNM has been thieving since 1956. And O'Halloran ran and by half of Toronto. Patty Couture says, good afternoon, Aisha. How you doing, Patty? Hope you're having an awesome day. Famous USS says, Rowley have TNT in a mess. I told you all weeks ago the country will undergo mayhem and chaos since that silk cotton tree fall. The devil is roaming and devil worshippers have TNT in an abyss. Let me play some voice notes very quickly, read some comments on Facebook, and go back to the phone lines. Let's go.
Good evening. Aisha, government come, government go on is the same thing with WASA. The same thing. Aisha, if I wasn't outside to see what just happened, I would have believed you really need 10 and 12 men on a job site when you're doing a water leak break or something. Aisha, I see a truck pull up. One man driving the truck digging the hole. The man who driving the truck have a thing like a remote in the hand, controlling the fork that digging the hole where they want to dig, right? Behind that truck, it have a steamroller. The truck also putting down the pitch after you done dig the hole and fix the leak. The truck itself putting down the pitch over the dirt after the steamroller level it out. And then the steamroller come in and pave back the road. One man doing all of that. Two men come and fix the leak and they gone somewhere else and he stayed there to fix back and in no time at all, the road looked like it was never dig up. Same time the road dig up, same day the road dig up, same day the road fix back, everything good. These trucks is out there to be purchased. With the amount of millions we spend in Trinidad and Tobago, government come, government go. Where are these things? Where are these trucks? Eh? Where are these things? But yet still we paying 12 men to sit down 2-3 weeks to fix one water leak. That been going on for years since I small that going on. But according to the guy, when the Syrian and them come in and they're bringing them type of equipment to make the work easier and to make the roads better in Trinidad and Tobago, then we go see a change.
I don't know why they're always calling. It's PNM and it's UNC. UNC ain't doing nothing for the nation. They ain't doing nothing. They come there, they went there, they thief. I don't know why the PNM inside blocking up Pamela or she always coming on TV and boring. Once they catch chopping us, why she didn't pass the law and you can't get rid of Gary. I like Gary. I want Gary to lock up all of them. If Rory and he people thieving too, lock them up. It's a time we give politicians accountable for what they're doing. If they're not doing the work, lock them up. Pamela and she whole squad supposed to be in jail by now. We get still doing outside. Duke, I find all the should lock you up. He have a Trump mentality. He wants to bring Donald Trump into Trinidad politics. I find Watson Duke should be facing sentence. Or they should lock you up. Trinidad how he rolling and he going to be going causing once to have back and all. Or they should lock up Watson Duke. All this chopping you see do.
Aisha, afternoon. Yeah, what? People in Trinidad and Tobago have to understand something. Whether it be UNC or PNM, we, and I say it again, we as a people need to do better, right? You could put who in government. It really don't make sense because if we as a people ain't learn to change our attitude and our mindset and stop the grease hand thing, you understand? Because everything in this country is a grease hand. We won't go nowhere. We won't go nowhere. According to our caller, we love money, but we're afraid jail.
All right, 20 seconds before that break. So much of your comments on YouTube and Facebook I will read when we return. Continue to send those voice notes. We're going to take a break, go for the news, and we'll be right back.
Happy place in my life, every living day. Happy place in my life, every living day. Hey, I'm at a happy place in my life, and it can't change. And I just come out here to do right. Boy, that's why I will never, ever change. I'm at a happy place everywhere I go. I'm at a happy place. That's why I will never, ever change. I'm at a happy place everywhere. If you're watching in your house right now, that's the show. Tell them. So when you see me rocking with my friends, it's just a love, it's just a vibe, so yes. And when you see me rocking by myself, tell them it's no far pretend, so me tell them. And when you see the liquor in the end, we live your life like it's no problem. And everybody walk, everybody put your hand in the air. Say, that's why I will never, ever change. I'm a happy place everywhere I go. So do the dance, so do the dance. Never, ever change. I'm a happy place everywhere. Put a smile on your face. We tell them, a smile a day. Give the vibes away. And a smile a day. Give bad vibes away. We tell them, a smile a day. Give the vibes away. And a smile a day. Take a jump a day. That's why I will never, ever change. I'm a happy place everywhere I go. I'm a happy place. I will never, ever change. I'm a happy place everywhere I go. I'm a happy place.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
When you text on the street 919 FM, you can win weekly fabulous prizes. Text to win. Using your B-Mobile or Digicel handset, text your name to 9191, which allows you to win. One winner will be selected every Friday at 5 p.m. Listen, text and win. You can also view live streams on Facebook at The Street 919 FM and YouTube at The Street 919 FM. Text to win on The Street 919 FM.
Are you tired of going place to place with no real solutions for your health concerns? Look no further and let our team at Louis Herbal Health Clinic take care of you with our amazing specials. Now offering iridology scanning, where we utilize a microscopic camera to detect hypertension, liver damage, a weakened immune system, and so much more issues in the body through the eyes. Iridology scanning is 100% safe and pain-free. Also available is our advanced 3D head-to-toe body scanning using the biophilia tracker, a one-of-a-kind radiation-free device used to detect all chronic diseases, disorders, and inflammation in the body in just under 1 hour. Free consultation with any service and the same-day results available. We are located on number 18 Parakeet Street, Tacarigua. To book, call or WhatsApp Shanice today at 278-1661 or find us on Facebook at Louis Herbal TT for more information.
The new gold standard in winning is here. Introducing the Scratch $10 million Gold Rush game from NLCB. Strike gold in seconds with 24 chances to win up to an incredible $500,000 instantly. Over $10 million in total cash prizes to be won for just $50. So what are you waiting for? Join in the Scratch $10 million Gold Rush today. Players must be 18 years and older. Please play responsibly.
White Oak.
Designate, don't drink and drive, and please adhere to COVID-19 regulations.
Julia, how our daughter bright so?
What you mean?
Kelly's so young and already talking about when she gets her first job, taking out a mortgage with TTMF at 2%.
She knows about 2%?
Yes, 2% with no down payment as a first-time homeowner and the lowest rate on the market. We would not have to dip into our savings to set her up. Where she get all these brains from?
Her mother, of course.
TTMF, from here to home. These are the days and times when we feel to drink and lime. Hard wine. Release the stress and vibe when we sipping on Caraya's hard wine. Yeah, yeah. Deal with your impotency. Don't call Shelly if the bottle not empty. After it finish, a new bottle me send fee. Down in her she throat, sipping it till it tempt me. Well, a real man she want, she just wanna be friendly. Hard wine, what she want, me be giving her plenty. Energy it give me, make me feel like I'm melty. Make me sip on Caraya's for a century. Hard wine, drink responsibly.
Now there's a new way to pay your electricity bill.
Quick pay your bills today. Quick pay, it's a whole new way. Online, pay your bill one time. Yes, there is a whole new way to quick pay for your electricity. Yes, they made it easy. Just enter your account number, 4 clicks and it's over.
Introducing Quick Pay, a new service from the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission that lets you pay your bill online with your credit or Visa debit chip card. Just enter the account number and contact information. Click Pay and you're done.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
News from the street, 919fm.com. Here's what's happening.
Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 4 o'clock news on the street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube, sponsored by Tech, the power to make it work. In the headlines, there are no plans to privatize WASA. Man who tries to rob a food outlet in Port of Spain is shot by the owner. Male nurse dies after 3-month battle with COVID. And internationally, U.S. poised to approve single-shot COVID vaccine. And now the news in detail. There are no plans to privatize the Water and Sewage Authority. This was the assurance made by Public Utilities Minister Marvin Gonzalez. He says it simply is not a feasible option for this country. The minister's comments came a day after WASA's acting CEO, Alan Poon King, was relieved of his duties in what government says is a bid to restructure the organization. Gonzalez stated that government cannot afford to privatize WASA, adding that the authority plays too much of an important role in the stability of the country. As such, the minister noted that a decision to privatize has not even entered government's discussion when they were doing a review of the water sector in Trinidad and Tobago. In other news, an armed bandit who tried to rob a food outlet on Frederick Street on Tuesday afternoon is nursing a gunshot wound after the owner of the business shot him. According to reports, at about 1:30 p.m., an armed man entered Grill King on Frederick Street, Port of Spain, and announced a holdup. But the owner of the business drew his own licensed gun and fired several shots at the bandit, who ran away. The bandit, it is reported, went to the Port of Spain General Hospital for treatment and was arrested by police. And a 24-year-old St. James man was shot dead outside his home on Tuesday night. Police said Quasi Morris was liming with a group of people at Don Donald Hill at around 9:29 p.m. when he was shot. Morris reportedly ran inside the house where he collapsed. Residents took him to the St. James Medical Complex where he was declared dead. A 40-year-old male nurse identified as Shazad Mohammed passed away on Monday after battling COVID for over the past 3 months. Mohammed was a nurse at the St. Anne's Hospital for the last 15 years. He contracted COVID-19 in October last year and spent 3 weeks at the Couva Hospital, where he eventually recovered from the virus. However, instead of returning home, Mohammed was transferred directly to the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex in Mount Hope at the end of October after receiving a negative COVID-19 test. His mother said Mohammed went to the Shoguana's health facility just to be sure, and it was there he found out he had COVID. Shortly after, his health took a turn for the worse, and he eventually died. Internationally, a review by U.S. regulators of the single-shot Johnson & Johnson coronavirus vaccine finds it is safe, especially against severe cases. This paves the way for a third COVID-19 vaccine to be authorized in the U.S., possibly as early as this weekend. The vaccine could be a cost-effective alternative to Pfizer and Moderna, as it can be stored in a refrigerator instead of a freezer. The review was largely positive, with results from South Africa and Brazil. On Tuesday, Johnson & Johnson said it could hand over 4 million doses upon approval of the vaccine. The company plans to deliver 20 million doses in total by late March, in line with an agreement to supply the U.S. with 100 million doses by the end of June. And that was the 4 p.m. news on the street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube, sponsored by Tech, the power to make it work. Recapping the headlines, there are no plans to privatize WASA. Man who tries to rob a food outlet in Port of Spain is shot by the owner. Male nurse dies after 3-month battle with COVID. And internationally, U.S. poised to approve single-shot COVID vaccine. Stay tuned to the Street 919 FM. I am Vanessa Thomas. Do enjoy your afternoon.
News from the street. News from the street. 919fm.com. Broadcasting from Trinidad to the world. The street 919fm.com.
After all this pandemic, there's something better for us to look forward to. So So if you believe better days are coming, just show some love under the comments right now. You ready? Let me go. Get up, wake up. Better days are coming. They're coming, they're coming. Better days are coming. They're coming, they're coming. How are you? How are you doing with your tie? Where's the tie? How are you? Wake up, wake up. What? Better days are coming, coming. Yes. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Now if you're sitting, wherever you are, you gotta stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up. Hey, come front, come front, come front. How are you doing with your time? You can't be lazy. Get up, get up. Hey, better days are coming, coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain. Better days are coming. You gotta wake up, you can't be lazy. Pass you by. Take a look, take a look. What we gonna do now? There's no panorama. No panorama, no problem. Soca is embedded in us. Only shame. You gotta be positive right now. Wake up. Because you see right now, better days are coming. Change your ways. Don't let this moment pass you by. Better days are coming. Change your ways. Take a look. Don't let this moment pass you by and remain safe. You see, in this time you gotta be positive. All the drama you gotta get away with it. Get rid of the drama. Get rid of anything negative in your life. Friends, be it family, anything. Any obstacle in your way, you gotta move it away. Move it away. For me, I only want positive people in my life. People who can uplift me. And if you can't do that, you gotta go. God has moved everybody in your life for a reason, away. And He just bring positive people in your life. You see, 2021, I don't have time for the drama. Because after this COVID is over, I'm gonna be moving up. If you're moving up, put your hands in the air. Moving up, put your...
We are back. 9 minutes after the hour, 4 o'clock. We're going to run with this one until 4:30, phone switch gears, all right? That should get you guys enough time to weigh in on the issue. I'm going to play a couple voice notes, take a few calls, read a few comments. Government makes a bold move to restructure WASA. They're claiming privatization is not an option. Do you believe it is time for WASA to be properly managed and supply its needs to the people of Trinidad and Tobago? Let me play some voice notes, get you guys in on the inside, yeah? Let's go.
Aisha, good afternoon. It have three things I think the government should have no dealing with in Trinidad. Over the years, these things have been trouble. WASA, TNTEC, and PTSC. When the private owners had the bus company, you were getting bus busy. As the government take it over, as somebody in Trinidad go to work with the government, that's it, you know. They ain't working again, you know. Everything gone mad. They go to work when they want. You go and ask them something, they look at you. And this is the attitude that's killing all these WASA, TNTEC, PTSC, and the union. Juke and them have no consideration for nothing. Why think that's so much people by WASA? The more people working at WASA, the more money in Juke and them pocket at the union. So they don't care if WASA tumble over people. They don't care. So they have to care of these three things. WASA, TNTech, PTSC. Problem for government. Have a good one. Aisha, listen to Tabaki just now. And he's saying all who thieves, they should lock them up. I wonder if Tabaki realize there are thieves who thief with masks and gloves on. The PNM people who thief, they didn't have no masks and gloves on, they know all who thief. But the UNC people who steal, they had on gloves and masks. And they have lawyers, they cover the track. So nobody could tamper with them. If they listen to Jack Warner, all of them went in with a fobs. They come out of the pocket way down to the ankle. And nobody, that's like nothing to the UNC supporters. Every man from that UNC government, they're rich, unbelievably rich. And these people, that's like nothing to them. And you're only talking about, PNM this and why you're only talking about that. If they make a survey in Trinidad and see who thief more money in government and see, and let them make that survey and you'll see who come out on top as the biggest set of pilferers. Okay.
All right, let me read some comments. Reformist TT says, good afternoon. All government don't listen to people on the ground. They will pay millions to people with LLBs, BBS, BScs, etc., which to me a degree of BS. That's why black people keep rotating their votes. Let me play another voice note. Let's go.
Hey, Aisha. Good afternoon again. But whatever document that Mr. Hines is going to lay in Parliament ain't going to make much of a difference. Because nobody ain't going to get arrested off of that. We all know that government come, government go. They can't arrest nobody. Right? So all we might hear is just a bunch of poppycock across the border times. Right? So come on, people. Corruption can only change when we change. Corruption can only stop when we stop. Right? But corruption, I believe, would never done.
Isha Wells, this man serious? This man trying to tell you if people go home, is mostly black people going home, so they go come and they go rob we. Isha Wells, these people, this is what they're painting. But you don't even call my name. You upset my whole chart as a big man supposed to be intellectual. Hear how you describe my race of people. If they go home, they come into robbery because we paying rent. Man, you just belittle your whole contribution there for a big man. That means you have no respect. I could understand why he's a UNC. You even have respect for your own kind to make that total statement.
All right, let me go to the phone lines. Caller, you're live.
They say, caller say, they will look up, how they look up Franklin Canna and Williams. How they look them up? And that's a fight case, they go to court. Hey, Aisha?
Yes, Tanti.
You will get Eric Williams and Franklin Canna had to go to jail.
Yeah, they had to go to court, you mean?
They faced the court.
Yes, they had to go to court.
Yes. And who set it up? Who set it up? And who set it up? Dansu. They set him up to do that. Nobody tell Dansu that. Is he will come out and say that? So me and all the people say they don't look up and they don't look up and they... No, they're hiding everything they're hiding. But I want to say they're hiding now, PNM, but they're hiding now. So PNM, so last government, there's nothing because nothing, you can't find nothing because they are the lawyers. They are the lawyers. Everybody, they are lawyers.
Thank you so much, Tanti. Let's see who else is there. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon, bro.
Now, I'll finish my contribution. I went back to another call the radio, and people listening worldwide, and said, or say, I don't want to be like he had guns and say concreted. He said, part of the poor was concreted. Big man I too. Go take my children, take a walk. Right? I got them children by the money. Oh, God, boy, concreted. I tell people, and I said, remember you said, when the parent killer died, you want to see vigilante justice. If the police come and pick up one or two young men, and then happen to take them to court, the fellow falling over the chair, and the one who tried to escape, wasn't that vigilante justice? I believe so, yes. Autopsy proved that the young man shot and killed by police in Silas was shot multiple times in the back. I don't think I want to support a commissioner who have police doing that, killing them like cockroaches. I want to see them lock up. Clearly, it is the right time. Everything I check share, it is hanging.
Can I ask a question, Anderson?
Yeah?
Are you aware that just this week, like so many other weeks, a prison officer was held trying to enter the prison with contraband?
Yeah,
you remember?
Everybody, yeah. It was, yeah.
Should we then call for the Commissioner of Prisons to resign?
I think so. He should have resigned a long time.
Well, that's it. I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point.
He make a better commissioner. Because we had officers in there for years and nobody seemed to stop it. Gary Griffith have officers working here and nobody seemed to stop it. Up to now, we get a probe or nothing, an investigation, proper investigation. What happened to the officers being shot and those shots escaped the other day? But I scan here and them are who? We ain't got nothing in that yet. So what we are saying, I show you now, right? Multiple times in the back and left upper limb. Multiple times in the back end. Only China that can happen. That can happen in Grenada, no other little country. That a police officer can shoot anybody in the back.
Listen, Anderson, I personally spoke to the families of that young man. It was a traumatic experience for the entire village. I want justice for that child. Anderson, wait, let me just say, I want justice for that child. But should I hold Gary Griffith accountable for what some police officers did?
You entitled to do whatever you want.
I'm asking a question, Anderson.
You can hold him up wherever you want to hold him at.
I am asking a question. And you said because of this, you want the commissioner to leave. And I'm saying... Okay, well, go ahead and state your case. You go right ahead. I'm not trying to tie up. I'm just trying to make a point. But go ahead. I'll make my point after you finish.
The police and them doing that they've never done before since Gary Griffith tenure in our office. You see police officers get on the everything. The judge, the jury, everything. And those people stop and have to stop. And that's our own saying it. I'm sure it is that this call is about 90% of the nation. And very few might be Pieramites. And I don't see people who may like him. COP people, citizens on the whole may like him. But I know the majority is calling for him to go. And this radio station will not keep him. I want you to know, so if you don't know, the next commissioner is a man from Tobago, eh? Yes, you can stop your mic. You and this whole radio station. Next commissioner is a man from Tobago. Continuing. I was back there to call the radio station. That's true. There's more easy than Paul Sarah. There's more easy than he. I want you to call this evening, stupid man, and say what you ever do to help one somebody in one area or in your community. What? You haven't sent them a thing this time. Now the initiative of Anderson Wilson. Not Sherman, not Karim, not Stephen Westfield, not no PNM. That was my initiative. You haven't sent them a thing that they go tribute. The president that you have access to and from the party bus route. Anderson Wilson, the proper president that is civil. You call and you can come in. Any part of beat them, I'm sure you don't be on beat them. His mother should start. She got something to check your life. Oh God, I thought this is Isha Wells and it's everybody. Beat them in all of them place. But you call the station and say what you ever do to help one child, whether it's a bookless or what. The other thing, Aisha, I want to have a kid, but I don't agree with him, I don't agree with him. Tabakid, I want you to come to the head of the class. That's what my teacher just tell me. I said we always be in front, you know. I said be in the front. And when you don't know your work, or you didn't catch up on any work, the teacher just said, just along by me. And I will get a little time up to teach you and to show you. So I will be doing that this evening with you, not Tabakid. You stupid man back there. You stupid man who have a water tank in your yard. In your yard. Wherever board place you're living in. Wherever you're renting as a big man. That they call the radio station to say you don't know water. I sure they are not looking to privatize water yet. Restructuring is not privatizing. But somebody done people on them. And when Tabakid make my phone this evening, because check out what is Indian working master. And that is something I'm one or two is Indian community. Check out what is Indian. It's mostly the East West Florida Colabasa, mostly Africans, mostly Creole, mostly nigger boys. It's them working master. And what's in joke is right. Anytime that they go out there, they can be shocking a bunch of you. Because the doctor is shocking the fellow in the mailing, the fellow in Andy Naxing. The state is all them contract. I talk about like 40 million. And if they're the UNC, the whole incentive PNM time, the whole, right? And the whole even more now. What else after the racket? And no family, come down, all the names written down, right? From CEO, from manager, from this, from that, from the whole board, everybody name. I would have get kicked back. I would have buy back up for who? I would buy back to who? I'm going to pay right now. What contractor about Benz? He come up by the contractor, big man, you must see the Benz. Master, when I buy that for my wife, you know. You want one to the man maybe next week and buy one thing. Another thing I don't know about WhatsApp, but privatize the master and send them little black boys will be a serious cause for concern. And as Tabakid said, local election next year, all of us see the cutters pay and them go get. All of us see that cutters. It's a few things talking all in a team out on the radio, you know. But all the old them telling all the you know. All of us see the cutters that any election come, they go be job that the PNM will get. The people are afraid. I'm going to tell you, Tobago, and when they hear the youth talking Tobago, it's only this, he mother this, he nasty this, he baller that, he black this, and so the boy, they never thought black people so stupid. Like a man like Dr. Rowley.
All right, thank you, Anderson. All the best. So I was trying to make a point, and the point I was making is, with all the prison officers that have been held over the years, or the last few months, let me use months, smuggling, contraband, drugs, money, etc. into the prisons, I have never once heard anybody make a call for the commissioner of prisons to resign. Why? Is it because it's an odd call? Why should he be held accountable for the rogue prison officers under his watch? And I'm saying the exact same rule should apply for Gary Griffith. I am yet to understand what the persons opposed to him getting a second term in office would constitute for him not warranting such. I would like to say again, Isha Wells, with no middle name, have been the biggest critic of Gary Griffith. This is public knowledge. Gary Griffith, if ever asked, may endorse this. However, I intend to be fair. Give Jackie jacket and Jimmy gym boots. Not because I personally like somebody means that they should not be given the opportunity to do their job and to do it to the best of their ability. I think that will be petty and that will be childish. And if I have that mindset, then I don't have Trinidadians at heart. I think that's the plain and simplest way I could put it. And I want to believe those who are opposed to him may have their own agendas. Whatever it is, I don't know. But as far as I am concerned, he is one of the better police commissioners that this country have seen. And I will endorse him getting an next term in office. All right, Anderson. So when I start to hear people calling for the Commissioner of Prisons to resign when officers are held with contraband, or for the head of the Coast Guard to resign when we see Coast Guards in issues, until I hear they calling for the Chief of Defense Force to be arrested when soldiers are caught with firearms and thing, then I would support a call for Gary Griffith to go. Until that, the slate not, it in balance. The thing in balance. Let me balance the scale, and then I go join the call. All right, let me play a few more voice notes and come back. All right, so we have nice program, Aisha, but why you like Gary, I really don't know. It's nothing personal. Why are you making this thing out to be personal? This is strictly business. The man have a job to do, allow him to do it. I'll play a voice note.
Aisha Tobago in the house. Let me give you a story with me and my family, them and Mr. Wassa. The hard and amnesty, I believe, is in between 2012 to 2013. You're paying $710 for them to come and run water to your house. Now, we yard is a very big yard, Aisha. The yard have about 5 houses. 2 in the front, upstairs and downstairs apartments, and you have 3 in the back. So we pay, me and my cousin pay the money. Aisha, they come, they look, they come, they see, tell we how much of the blue line we have to buy and whatever. Lo and behold, Aisha, it don't have no main to run water connection. We go back to them. They did come and send, they come, they watch the problem. About 3 of them, 1 man in a Wassa uniform and 2 in plain clothes now. And they come and they watch the line. Aisha, well, when we say we go get some redress, but mind you, they start to bill we. We start to pay water rate, but we paying water rate, but we's not getting no water. How could we pay some water rate and we not getting no water? Aisha, well, then we decide, no, we stopping until they fix the situation. Aisha, we go to, we secretary for we area. He wrote a letter to them. Aisha, we go back about 4 or 5 times. Well, nevertheless, let's to make a long story short. Bam, a bill come, 2,500 and change. Aisha went back down in the tail. I said, what this bill is all about? How can you be charging me for something that I am not receiving? As up to now, well, I can't come and fix our problem.
All right, so we're going to go for a break and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
What to have for lunch or dinner? Here's a meal tip from Royal Castle. If you love wings, then the Royal Castle Royal Wing Combo is for you. Sink your teeth into 3 whole wings, 1 side and a 16-ounce soft drink. Wonderfully cooked with tempting flavors and a nice golden crisp. Dip them into some Royal Castle creamy honey mustard sauce or our tasty pepper sauce and enjoy. Get your Royal Wing Combo now at all branches of Royal Castle. Our culture, our taste. That was the Royal Castle meal tip on the street 919. That was the Royal Castle Soca Shot on the street 919.
Royal Castle happily presents our New Year giveaway. When you buy a family meal, you could be in to win some happiness. A kitchen appliance combo of a new stove, fridge, and microwave. Whoa! A living room set, a washer-dryer combo, or a dining room set. Other goodies include Samsung Smart TVs, grocery vouchers, or one of 20 tablets. Just write your info on your bill and slip it into the entry box in store. It's easy to win with our New Year giveaway.
All right, we are back. We'll take a few more calls, close this thing up, and jump into the issue we was dealing with yesterday. Caller, you're live.
Yeah, good afternoon, Aisha.
Hi.
Aisha, so how the African people will do this here? Yeah, what happened? If I were watching Duke with WhatsApp, I would have go straight by Ganga Singh and straight by Kamila and them for that money. What happened to become? If they're supposed to go, where they to give back that money, where they're begging. They are being serious now. If they all supposed to go at Ganga Singh and they was the WhatsApp big man, the bundle and all over March day. And I will tell guys this is 10 times you come down here playing it, lock him up. Because the man's foolishness. And all the black man will buy paying them do thief, fella. And that same thing that every plan is say, never make them people prime minister nothing in this country. I don't know one thing way. No black man never thief, only thief. Or all that they want to do black man. And black people are too stupid. That's why they have to do that. Or the security route and all kind of things. Like some that cook or food and all kind of things. That's all we black people. All I don't show my grandfather. So I don't even know buy certain things from them people. It doesn't have the country so. And all that black man talking, all we had come and had a house there. From 2010 to 15, everybody built new house there. People are catching their ass to build a house. 5 years time, they build house with all kind of things, all kind of cars under the house. And black people still talking, paying them. Black man will wake up. Or we grandchildren and great grand could never be in that shit again. These people.
All right, uncle, watch your tone.
Aisha, when we done with Rasta, I want the next agency we go at is the hospital. Let us privatize the hospital so we can get better health treatment and better service. Let us get these nurses and them who want to go to work too. Then we shake them up too. Trinidad need a better healthcare system. You understand? That we get rid of all them doctors who get false papers and get the right doctors to work. I want the Minister of Health to shake up his board too as well. We need better health system in Trinidad. When we go with Rasta, let we deal with health. Then we privatize it. Let us pay a co-payment. So when we go in hospital, we can get better treatment.
Caller, you're live.
Aisha, Philippe. I just want to say this, Now everybody talking about privatizing WASA and if that will be a thing. There's a lot of things to consider if you're going to privatize WASA. And some of these things, I was just, off the top of my head, I was just thinking. The water that we have in our ponds and rivers and all these kind of things, will that be WASA or the person who is taking over WASA, if that will be the case later on? The other thing is, all the assets and all them kind of thing from WASA, how the transition is going to be. What will it cost the taxpayers? And we have to consider privatization, the monopoly, it will be a whole different game altogether. Privatizing WASA might sound like a good thing, but we will end up in the same problem because what about all the lines and pipes and things? Who paying for that? Will the private enterprise, would they be financing all those things and adding it to the cost of the consumer? Or is it the government going to supply these things and the private company is going to just use whatever it is to think? How are they going to do it? We need a proper explanation if that will be the case. We're not sure if that is going to be the case as it is now. Because our new committee that they put in place, we don't know where they're going with that yet. We don't know if they're going to come in a couple of months and tell us, well, here we're going on. The findings are WASA and so and so. WASA will not be able to continue this thing and we're going to have to sell out WASA or kind of what. We don't know nothing that's going on yet. And until such time, we have to stop thinking because everybody's saying, yeah, privatize it. But when you see a get the bill, you ain't going to say privatize it. It was sorry. Because there's a lot of things we have to take into consideration before we reach that stage.
Thank you so much. Let's play a voice note.
Aisha, good afternoon. I feel better Gigi take a rest and pulling back Johnny Abraham. He had Central nice.
Caller, you're live.
Well, welcome to the second hour again. Now, something where I want to go a bit. To the end of the day, the problem in Wassa is not a labor problem. The problem in Wassa is a management problem. Wassa is top heavy, and it's the very same thing was taking place in Caroni 1975 Limited. And I'm saying, I am cautioning, I am calling out the government, be very careful how you interfere with labor. And Anderson was correct. Sister Aisha, you up and down that east-west corridor, and you know for a fact, regardless to what Baratari and they say, 90% of the workers on the east-west corridor that work in Wassa, they are African. Sister Aisha, let me tell you this. Anywhere they have a Wassa operation, if it have 10 guys, sometimes you know why they need 10 guys? Sometimes it depends on the well. Sometimes they mud. I witness it any part of the country. So sometimes what need to happen, workers have to change their clothes. And this thing, you know when you hear people calling, and again, I am not talking here to management. It's labor. These fellas, they've got to go down to change the flange, the fitting. Sometimes they mud. As a matter of fact, they always in water. So people may ask the question why they have a large crew. They need that crew. Sometimes a man gets wet up. Sometimes he's here now. Because remember, it's mud they're dealing with it. And sometimes when that water and that rock, sometimes 3-4 men, they need to go down there. It depends on the size of the pipe. And I will stand in defense of labor because I know anything to do with labor is the salt of the earth. So I am asking the government, leave labor alone. The management team, the team, the supervisors, it's not them fellas. They're going to work, you know. And Aisha, you know that anywhere. So when you hear these house Negroes, I have to say it, calling into the phone to say that these men standing, no. Stand up anywhere they're doing a project. And when that line, sometimes there is an emergency and they have to call out them fellas. So people, and as a matter of fact, let me tell you this, sister. In the last hour, I had about 10 calls from South Central, the East-West corridor. They called to tell me, thanks, Tabakit. And what I'm telling you here is a worker that just called me, sister. He just called me and tell me to tell them what we do. And that is why I'm relating it now for these young men. So I am making a clarion call to the government. When you're touching water, touch management. Because management does coincide with the contractors and then it go to governance level and there's where the corruption, there's where the core of the corruption is. So I'm warning you all. I'm putting you all on notice. Remember, all the saying always a black government. Wassa is not Petrotrin. Let me repeat this to all on Sunday before I come up. Wassa is not Petrotrin. Wassa employ all those young Africans, and I'm going to say it, who are like a dialogue business. You see, on that East-West corridor to Aisha, and you know that. When telling you how much young of my black brothers and sisters, and when they're doing those projects, the young man called me, said, Sister Aisha Tabaki, as I'll call in. He said they mud sometimes. Sometimes when they hold him that and hear what has gone. Sometimes if that flange and all these things and the boat and that water, Sometimes they have to lock off, call for a crew. And sometimes people not knowing this because they're not working there. And as I take my leave, all they see is the party, but they're not seeing labor. And I say, Dr. Rowley, do not touch labor, but you want to go after management in WhatsApp. I will call on all radio and support you as long as you're getting rid of management and those thieves. Tabak it out and out.
Caller, you live.
Hello, good day, Aisha. How you do?
I get how you do.
Not bad. You know speaking to you, right?
Yes.
Right. What happened? I think we have to really have a situation on our hand because 2 years and plus going up, I pay for what I pay $750 and I can't get my connection. Coming up here. The whole country, as far as I'm concerned, in a mess. Look, I see 39 years as I'm a young person and to take a medical, and I had to come now telling me go to Sagito, and I had to pay $385 a month at agreement $200,000. Then why didn't all I saying check back up my payments and send my money back to me with a little interest for the 39 years I used? But you can't just take it and say giving me what you want for my money. So I says, all right, you have people getting $2,200 and they can't go and say, well, they're rejecting it to take the government pension. They tell them, no, they can't do that. They can't have that. So therefore, they work to build this country. And today you are saying to them that a person who doesn't work no way, live a crime life, and now he's 65 years, he could get the pension, you're mining the money in jail. So people collecting the money outside to go and try things to place him in jail or something else. I try, but take care. Bless and have a nice day.
Thank you so much. All right, so let me read some comments. Someone says Mr. Tabakit knows what he is talking about. His father used to work WASA for years. Tabakit, they have your files or what? How people know where your father used to work? Caller, you live.
Hey. How are you going?
I'm good. How are you?
Afternoon. The crews at WASA, like just like TNT, those crews are determined by collective agreement. They don't just happen so by that. There are a number of considerations that are taken on board when determining size of maintenance crews. And when people see crews outside there and they consider it to be large, it's way because of what has been considered and what has been approved and placed into collective agreement. Yeah, until more efficient ways are found to conduct maintenance work, then those crews will remain as is unless the new board decides that they're going to do something else to deal with maintenance. But it's all a collective agreement thing. Thanks, Aisha.
Thank you, bro. Caller, you live.
Hello, good afternoon. I was not calling to tell you the same thing. Tabaki father used to work Saturday.
But how well you just know these things?
I from Tabaki.
Oh God, tell me more.
The father used to work there before he drink poison. The father drink poison for a young
God, no.
girl.
I mean, you didn't have to tell me that. I mean, oh God, man, I wanted to know about the working WASA part, but that's too much information, oh God. I don't know, what his father would have passed for. That's nothing to bring on the radio. We mustn't be so nasty and vindictive sometimes. The WASA part we could deal with, but not what his father would have died from. Lord, somehow you're sickening. Caller, you live?
Sure. And the smallest real house is going on. They go on all the corporation like that, boy. While they want the government to do that, boy, it has some people in this country, they only work freeness. Almost everything we use as citizens of this country is subsidized. Light, electricity subsidized, water subsidized, gas, diesel, the gas we use to cook subsidized. We have education, we have old age pension, we all kind of, the sick, the blind, the deaf, the dumb, everybody getting money. All they just want to just give away money, just give away the patronage of this country. Because you see that model all they running down? I'm telling all you. You see what is going on happening right now. Right? It is not sustainable. Or they just can't be just throwing money away, You understand? It is going to reach a point, and that point is reaching here sooner than later, because the world is going through a crisis right now, and all the little cracks and crannies is starting to show up. You understand? It's not about black man and black and black and black. Because if you have a company and you know that you only making borrowing money, the boss, you're not going to do that. But you need to be realistic. I love to understand, Isha. Nice. Thanks again.
Aisha, I don't know, but sometime today or tonight, all those activists and UNC going crazy, because I see Natalie Legor will be on TT Monday morning. And also, I wonder if anybody listened to Anil Roberts in the Senate yesterday and tell me if these are the people that young people could emulate as leaders in Trinidad and Tobago. Aisha, when you listen to Tabakit and them, in this modern age, you telling me that Wassa still have people with a tall boots and a dungaree pants going down to fix a busted pipe in a hole? In this modern age, they got rubber suits that you wear from your waist up. They have rubber suits from your waist up, like it's a tall boots and rubber boot and pants in one. So these people now, they get wet and they have for the top. So which means that, you know, and I heard the guys say about a collective agreement. These are what the union do, and you have 10, 15 men on a job, you know. So this all they are, and I hear no government person say that they closing on Wassa, you know.
Thank you so much, caller. You're live.
Good afternoon, Tabakit here again. Let me say this. When you're in the arena, you will get licks. And I'm saying, regardless to what the brother say will do, nothing to stop Tabakit. I'll tell you, life goes on regardless to the circumstances. In life, things will happen. But as it happens, it's beyond your control. And sometimes we live. We have to live. You've got to be strong. And to the brother from Tabakit, perhaps you meet me in many areas and talk with me. But
I just find he was out of timing to bring up that Tabakit.
Sister Aisha, let me tell you, life goes on. But what I know, it takes greater than him to stop me or to put some spike in my wheel from being the activist Mr. Tabakit. When people like them come on, it gives Mr. Tabakit more fire in the belly to fire up. Because I tell you, you know, you see the truth, Aisha, and when you come in with facts, you see, I'll tell you, you know, these people, they are fuel pump for confusion. And I will tell him in so many words, I do not have the brain space for BS. Because they will not call the radio to make a proper contribution. Their contribution is attack, attack, attack with no substance. And to the brother who talk about to get the boots up by your waist, they still have to go down in the mud. Let me tell you, sometimes I need the gentleman who call and talk about father. He will know what I'm saying is truth. You could have that jump and sometimes the mud is like quicksand, you go down. And that is why you see people cursing me. But I'm going back there now. Labor is not in crisis in Wassa. And let me repeat this, sister. Labor is not in crisis. The problem in Wassa is a management level. And that is why I will say it anywhere. The government must be able to get rid of management so then you could deal with the corruption. So my brother, if you decide you want to talk about my father done dead and gone, and it's only God to judge him. Yes, and as I tell you before, It takes you and all the critics from all over the world. When Brother Tabakit is in the arena, there is nothing to stop me, Isha Wells, as long as I am respectable on this program and did not disrespect the boss, Neil IWER George Station. I'm going to call here. I'm going to rub salt in all your room. And I'm going to tell you, I, Tabakit, remain supreme, but my brain is not a fuel pump for confusion. Tabakit out and out.
Thank you so much, Tabakit. 2 more minutes before we cross the hour. We switch gears in the next hour. Caller, you live.
Because it's like going on now to our do business. Then we have to pay our executive CEO $100,000. I'm also doing what? Like we've been up the country down. This hard cover season. Look, this is the kind of money we have to pay them people who can't take on what's and then what them doing, and we talk about perks. Perks is an extra salary, right? Free phone call, free car, free gas. All the salary toll, all the can buy gas for the car, all the can put buy a phone card. Government has to give you all them things. What's now, sir? All you sick, you know them. I said remind that PTSD, you know. You can't get a bus, and you can't. They can't fix our bus type.
Thank you so much. Let me take one more before we go for the break. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
Gemma, how you doing?
Well, the whole day since you called, I'm trying to get on to you. Oh, my goodness. Tabakit must get on about... You have a link what?
I don't understand it. I don't know.
The gentleman who now says anything about Tabakit father, find that is out of place. You shouldn't really bring up that kind of thing. I know Tabakit has said some kind of thing called all kind of house Negro and say all kind of bad things about PNM people. But at the same time, you shouldn't go that far. You understand? I find that a disrespect. Okay? Aisha, have a blessed one, my darling.
Thank you, my love.
Stay safe. And I said, I'm here in my red PNM jersey because I said I have 10 red jerseys. 8 with PNL logo and 2 other reds. So every day is put on a different one.
Oh, what the hell is this, boy?
Thank you, darling. God bless you, my love.
God bless you too, honey.
Okay. To-do.
So we're going to take that break. When we return, we switch gears. Yeah? Let's go.
Welcome on stage, my sexy diva. That's our property. Come here with your boxers. You know what you want, girl.
Hey,
Start to
girl,
wine.
there we go. Slash. What?
Body wet, oh.
Wet, girl, ready, man, there we go.
Chip chop when I wine and body wet like the fire, baby. Body wet, oh.
Wet, girl,
ready, man, there we go. Chip chop when I wine and
Hey, hey. Slash. I'm gonna call that sauce. Like now I
like my body's sauce. As I'm a be single.
The man wants to be.
No. What you want? You say, want to say something?
You said.
Hey, I'm a you said to me.
I'm too up for this. That's the way now.
Slash.
What?
Body wet, oh.
Wet, girl, ready, man, there we go.
Chip chop when I wine and body wet like a fire, baby. Hey, body wet, oh.
Wet, girl, ready, man, there we go.
You see me?
Yeah. Body wet like the fire, baby.
Everywhere you see me,
Yeah.
I've got something looking dreamy.
Hey.
Steam there.
But you just get it.
What you want?
Lieutenant. One hundred to the lieutenant.
I'm gonna give you ladies to it.
Start to wine now.
Splash. Body wet, oh.
Wet, girl, ready, man, there we go.
Chip chop when I wine and body wet like river, baby. Splash. Body wet, oh. Wet man ready. Chip chop when I wine and You always have to stand next to the queen and put that crown on the queen head, right? And that's why you are queen.
Are you tired of going place to place with no real solutions for your health concerns? Look no further and let our team at Louis Herbal Health Clinic take care of you with our amazing specials. Now offering iridology scanning, where we utilize a microscopic camera to detect hypertension, liver damage, a weakened immune system, and so much more issues in the body through the eyes. Iridology scanning is 100% safe and pain-free. Also available is our advanced 3D head-to-toe body scanning using the biophilia tracker, a one-of-a-kind radiation-free device used to detect all chronic diseases, disorders, and inflammation in the body in just under 1 hour. Free consultation with any service and the same-day results available. We are located on number 18 Parakeet Street, Tacarigua. To book, call or WhatsApp Shanice today at 278-1661 or find us on Facebook at Louis Herbal TT for more information.
When you text on the street 919 FM, you can win weekly fabulous prizes. Text to win. Using your B-Mobile or Digicel handset, text your name to 9191, which allows you to win. One winner will be selected every Friday at 5 p.m. Listen, text and win. You can also view live streams on Facebook at The Street 919 FM and YouTube at The Street 919 FM. Text to win on The Street 919 FM.
When your little one has his first friend, they share hugs, games, and germs as well. He needs to be strong. Protect them with Nestle Clem 1 Plus. Clem 1 Plus contains prebiotics, vitamins, and minerals that contribute to maintain a healthy digestive and immune system, helping them to achieve 100% protection plus nutrition. Nestle Clem 1 Plus, your love, their future. Clem 1 Plus is not a breast milk substitute from 1 year onward.
We care for your eyes. That's why Value Optical recommends world-leading transitions lenses that protect your eyes from blue light and 100% of UV rays. They automatically adapt to changing light conditions, making life simpler and more comfortable for your eyes every day. Now available in 4 new style colors for you to personalize any frame and express your style. Value Optical, caring for your eyes.
IWER Stage presents Virtual Worship on Wednesday the 24th of February from 6 p.m. with the Isaiah Lights. Youth from the Isaiah Temple Spiritual Baptist Church of Prisal, Cuba. His Eminent Patriarch Dr. Stephen F. Julian with Reverend Curtis and King Stephen Ray M.S. Brathwaite will be ministering to you on IWER Stage. Join us as we lift up and magnify the name of Jesus. Stream us live on Facebook, The Street 919 FM, Neil IWER George Facebook page, IWER TV on YouTube. Make sure and text 9191 from your B-Mobile or Digicel handset to make your contributions and win yourself a prize.
Hallelujah. We got the victory. Hallelujah.
Julia, how our daughter bright so?
What you mean?
Kelly's so young and already talking about when she gets her first job, taking out a mortgage with TTMF at 2%.
She knows about 2%?
Yes, 2% with no down payment as a first-time homeowner and the lowest rate on the market. We would not have to dip into our savings to set her up. Where she get all these brains from?
Her mother, of course.
TTMF, from here to home.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center of 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco in Sangre Grande is pleased to present Pastor Morris and Agnes Johnson and guests on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays here on the Street 919 FM. The Ministry of Worship Children's Hour and the Word is on Sundays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. On Tuesdays from 9 p.m. to midnight, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. And on Wednesdays from 9 p.m. to midnight, where we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective. positive. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or find us on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free will gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated. First Citizens Bank, account number 795222.
Turn your radio on. Turn your radio. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
At Health and Wealth Lifestyle, we offer a wide range of services: blood analysis, iridology, acupuncture, foot detox, foot massages, gua sha, hot stone therapy, fire therapy, legs and feet massage therapy, mineral scrubs, acrotherapy, cupping.
We also have a wide variety of supplements: silver, zinc and magnesium, body light, and lots more.
We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle operate our business in a clean, safe, and comfortable environment. We frequently sanitize our compound and abide by all the COVID guidelines that are currently in place.
So come on down to Health and Wealth Lifestyle, where we treat you like family. Book your appointment today. Call us at 1-868-275-8359
or 1-868-288-1108.
And remember, your health is your wealth, and prevention is always better than medication.
Johnny Q Auto Parts Division says it's an assault on battery prices. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar. Starting from $488. Yes, $488. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed by Massey Automotive. And only available at Tobago Color Shop. Suppliers of paint, plumbing, and hardware materials. Old Farm Road, Shore Park, Tobago. Open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Call 725-5873 or 474-2456. And in Trinidad at Johnny Q, 15 R. Peter Avenue, Woodbrook. Remember, batteries from $488.
Peace in the name of the Lord Jesus. This is Bishop Tony from the Church at Christ is Built. I will be bringing the word of God to you on this very radio station, the Street 91.9 FM, on Wednesdays, 11:15 to 11:45 a.m. Tune in and be blessed. My book, Your Future in the New Heaven and the New Earth, will be on sale. Purchase a copy of Your Future in the New Heaven and New Earth. Call 1-868-364-2119, 1-868-363-4520, or 1-868-287-0850. Where are you going to spend the rest of your life after death? Jesus said, in my Father's house, there are many mansions. You could live in one of those mansions happily forever after you die if you believe. Look in and listen, call and clarify, purchase and be blessed. In Jesus' name.
Royal Castle happily presents our New Year giveaway. When you buy a family meal, you could be in to win some happiness. A kitchen appliance combo of a new stove, fridge, and microwave. Whoa! A living room set, a washer-dryer combo, or a dining room set. Other goodies include Samsung Smart TVs, grocery vouchers, or one of 20 tablets. Just write your info on your bill and slip it into the entry box in store. It's easy to win with our New Year giveaway.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Oni sessas do boy. Sessa. 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 She want a sessa. 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 She want a sessa. 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 A real sessa. What she say? Things are go mad. More stressing, less stressing. More stressing, less stressing. More stressing, less stressing. More stressing, less stressing. She want a sessa. A real hot stepper. When she step in the room, a big gunny dresser. She want a sessa. A real trend setter. Blue notes in her pocket cause he have real cheddar. She want a sessa with big extended rubber grip and she want a zessa, cause she want a Gucci and polo big chain on the neck. Cause she a zessa man. Big long chain and big slave van. Cause she a zessa man. Big long chain and big slave van. Cause she a zessa man. Big long chain and big slave van. She want a zessa. Who fresh I could handle, she waist and apply well pressure. Cause she a zessa man. Big long chain and foam posit. Them gal wet like the toilet. Them step out in the Gucci kit. Fashion Nova, them wearing it. Them gal have on the latest. Them gal don't wear no K-Swiss. Your man, them gal would take it. They bumper big like spaceship. Boy. She want a zessa, a real hot stepper. When she step in the room, a big gunny dresser. She want a zessa, a real trend setter. Blue notes in her pocket cause he have real cheddar. She want a zessa with big extended rubber grip and she want a zessa cause she wetter. Gucci and polo, big chain on the necker.
We are back. 7 minutes after the hour of 5 o'clock. As promised, we're switching gears inside this hour. You do not want to miss this topic. We intend to talk the things in this hour, yeah? Say a very special good afternoon to a very special man. His name is Sheldon, and he's locking us down right now from Maloney. Sheldon, I hope you're having an awesome day today. I understand he's a top fan to the program. Big up your whole self, boy. And thank you for being with us, yeah? So let's jump straight inside the topic. I want to take 2 calls because I see these 2 calls on the line for the last 30 minutes. I'm going to let them come in real quick and then we're going to just jump straight on the inside. So callers, speak now or forever. Hold your peace. Hurry up, hurry up.
Nice program, Isha Wells. You understand? Let Rowley and them keep damaging this country, and let stupid black people keep supporting that nonsense. You understand? It will be very, very hard for PNM to win a next election in this country. Let it go ahead. Because the East-West corridor don't switch from them already, you know. If you call an election now, them can't win. I'm telling you that. Them won't even make opposition. Watch and you go see something.
Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Isha again. And we wish you everything. One caller said, you want to see what's in Juke. Come and march or protest in Trinidad, that guy really lock him up. You see, you know, just the respect for what's in Juke. The fact that Minister Paul was in Juke, that you guys little partner, I keep doing them as partners. And he tell me a conference where I'm speaking, talking to them like he's a little child. So, that thing alone, you want to respect that for that man, and it is not easy to go to all them things he went through, accused of the rape, alleged or whatever, and all the young children there, he was still re-elected. He's 2% of 2 different things. And right now, I don't know what you do in Tobago, probably when like you do or whatever, that I'm just in Tobago luck. I want to tell you something too. That I'm keeping up with it over for you. It's criminal and contest. Majority expect that working in master. And about 50% of the workers is also Muslim too. So I'm going to be interfering with Abu Bakr and all the them the imam, all of the imams are going to be interfering with too. All of them be interfering with the Muslim community too. Right? All the imam and them are going to be asking them and the working there too. Right? There's plenty dickhead and stupid men working there. So what's in you got that good support anytime this so get back to. Right? So that's out of their mind. Take that out of their mind. Back to you, Bacteria, before you start this segment, Aisha. Bacteria will get just leave a voice note and say which child ever booklet for, which child have respect for you, or if the children have respect for you in your community. If you ever support anything in aid of children going anywhere, whether it's play netball or football, these two youths can have been here. And this is really by the football thing first, you know, and he talks and he sucks and things. All I say, one thing you ever do for your community, you stupid man, you dunce man, stupid man, Bacteria. Or let them meet me on the pavement, you know. Me in Kingston and some of them who just send me them on the pavement, all they want to see me. And this is for you, Tobago. Tell them what I mean by this, Tobago. All they fighting me. All they fighting me. Meaning all they afraid me.
All right, Anderson, go with God. So, AJ, let me jump straight inside what we want to deal with in this hour, yeah? So, you're on 2 or 3? All right, yeah. Let me see if I can bring you on my camera, too. You need to take your chair over here with the camera. I could properly pick you up, eh?
You think I
should? Fix him now, George. Are you moving so, boy? Fix him nice. Now. Let me get him on the inside as we get ready to change gears, right? Mm-hmm. So, last night when we worked, we sort of was dealing with family.
Yeah, we
the black family in particular.
We dive into some topics of
and how we raise children and the fact
things,
that there was no real generational transformation of energy, of information, of wealth, of knowledge on to us, hence the reason why we
no
are
guidance,
no proper guidance. We seem to be wayward, yeah. And today we want to look at it from another perspective. Today I want to talk about relationships, family. How do we view relationships and family in the black community
today?
Well, we could talk about today, and then we will allow the elders to call in and tell us how it was back then.
Because today I know is my child mother, my child father. You understand?
But when did it get to that stage? Was it always child mother and child father conversation, or was there a time when we were really interested in forming lifelong bonds, getting married, raising children?
That era had
when it developed into that?
I probably was a young boy going
Did
to
you grow up
school
with your mother and father in the same house?
No.
You grew up
With
single
my mom,
parent?
Single parent.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't say I had a stepfather.
You had a stepfather, right? And he filled the role of daddy.
Yeah.
Right. Was it ever a case where you heard your mother say negative things about your father, or not really? He never used to really talk about him.
Yeah, my mom, she had this belief that what she had in the past, she leave it in the past, and her main focus was the
husband she had now, or the family, the kids.
The kids,
right?
More or less, her relationship with my stepfather was a kind of business kind of mindset.
Okay, we run in the home.
Yeah, we run in the home.
Understood.
The kids is our main value. Let's focus on that. So she wasn't studying what my father was doing.
Do you think it's affected the raising of the children in the home? Like you guys ever missed that, or you missed him, or you were comfortable with the arrangement that you had? I mean, remember, we're trying to address the issue, so we're going to be real honest, because I have my story to talk about as well.
As I said, I'm the only one that had a stepfather.
Right.
The rest, everybody else had the same.
So that was their dad.
Right.
Right.
So basically, it would have an effect because honestly, I didn't get that kind of connection.
So you saw the difference between how we treated your siblings and how we treated you. You would have felt it somewhat at some point
in time, but then I understand that he was trying, you understand, as well as his family. But to me, honestly, as a child, not getting that my daddy kind of thing, you would feel somewhat of a way.
Some type of way. Did they ever marry, or they were just living common law?
Oh, they got married.
They got married.
Yeah, they were married. You understand?
My situation was a little bit different. My parents never married. They lived common law, but they lived as husband and wife and raised children until my father was separated from the home when we were growing up.
Okay.
My father was arrested. So he was separated from the home with us growing up. A stepfather stepped in. So we had the stepfather and the mother, and of course it went that way until she died. So we always had that two-parent arrangement. You know, at the time it was only girls, so it was daughters.
Okay.
My brother came long after. He was the last. And I don't think that, of course, we missed our real father because we was old enough to know where he was and what had happened. But my mother was the type of individual that did not allow that to bother us. You know, we still had a very close relationship with my father's family. You know, she will talk good about our father. He would write ever so often because prison wasn't as it was today where you could pick up a phone and call home. You had to write. So whenever letters come, she would read it for us. So it was as though he was always a part of our life. So we never really missed that.
Okay.
So for me, growing up and getting married and having a family was something that I wanted to do because it's what I saw. It was what I knew. Right?
From home.
From home is what I saw, a family setting, right? I got married young, right? My first husband died.
Okay.
And I remarried. And of course, well then, the children and the rest is history. So it's something that I always wanted to do. But I guess at some point, I felt that marriage maybe was overrated. Society plays a role. People differ in opinions. You know, you tell yourself you outgrow the individual. Communications among our people, and we gotta be real. We doesn't really know how to communicate
but
with
I
want to
get to that with
we're gonna get to it.
Yes.
We're gonna get
to that.
And I think that was one of the biggest problems in my marriage. If you had to ask me what it was, I would tell you communication was my problem. There was an age difference. So he was more mature than I was at the time, and I could have only been as mature as my age. So you find that the communication between the two was
That's
difficult.
the next topic too. Real topics.
But I always
listen.
I always wanted to be in a relationship with somebody who's older than me because I felt they had a lot more to offer, not just financially, but they had a lot to offer mentally. I think persons my age and younger, they may have been a little too immature. Might not have been ready to settle. I didn't started dating people my age until I was well grown.
And Aisha, you know what? To tell you the honest truth, looking all from that time you observe mature men to now, you would have still have that mindset knowing that you want somebody that is mature by age, like they have a age difference with you. You think that would make sense, honestly? No?
Now looking back, not really, because I have met persons who are young and they have their act together as though they are mature, and then I've seen mature men who just have not grown up. They're like Peter Pan. They're still living in a boy's world.
And that is what, again, I was saying this yesterday. A lot of females that had moms that had this mindset that they used to feed their children. Here what's going on. They need a certain type of person. They need that type of guy that have this look. They must have the image, and the guys that have the money. They don't really instill the you know, you need somebody that would be there with you, because a man could have all the money in the world and he can never have no time for you, know. You understand? He give you children and just leave you there.
I guess this society now, and I would like the elders to weigh in on this. This society now not too interested in love and that aspect of relationship. I think what we have gotten caught up in is stability and finance.
Yeah, finance and stability is what we...
And it goes both ways, eh? Don't feel it's just woman alone out here looking for man who have money. It have man out here looking for women who have money as well, eh?
I mean, from the time you're not compatible, and again, you could be broke and still have a good relationship, but today era, no, that, I don't know, you had to have real guts and hard to go in a relationship with somebody that, you know, both of us financially
I think
disabled.
at some point our people got accustomed to common law relationships. I don't know who the hell created it. Where did it come from? I hate the word, but we just settled for it. And we settled into common law mindset, and that broke away with our generation into child mother and child father mindset. And I think that is part of our problem. We lack family. Our generation not interested in family. We're not. We're in relationships for as what we could get out of it, whether, like I say,
do you
it's
think that we are
emotional
more
or financial.
more promiscuous as to we don't want to settle? You don't think that is the reason we always trying to find something that we never sure we might get hurt, so we always putting that.
I think we're a generation of confused people. We just
Fine,
don't know what we want. I think it's because, like I say, everybody's searching for something. Everybody gets into a relationship looking for something. And that's why when I enter a relationship, AJ is be 150% real with you. What you coming this for? And this is what I want out of this. So up front, you know where you stand with me. Up front, I expect to know where I stand with you. I hate
when it says you get the little surprise.
To enter into a relationship to find out that there is something under the surface that should have been brought to the forefront in advance. And we can't deny that the independent woman mentality have caused a lot of women to emasculate men. And that too is a problem in our community, because women working for more money, women having themselves together, they having their things, they're a little more stable.
Yeah, it kind
man
of
trying to play catch up. And as soon as he approached the situation, he already feels at a disadvantage because he can't bring nothing to the table. And sometimes, coming along with the independent woman syndrome, she has an attitude attached to it.
Just because now she's
in a mindset where I really don't need you, so she tolerating you.
I was told that today's men is not necessarily needed. At some point in time in my life, I heard that. I was told also that we are no longer needed because the woman could do everything, one, and the necessary parts that men could provide for you all could be purchased at a store. So automatically, we're not needed
AJ,
at
there's
all.
no substitute for the real thing, eh?
They
All who
tell
telling
me,
you that.
I am telling you what they tell
AJ,
me.
all who telling you
They
that,
tell
tell
me
them
that.
Aisha say there is no substitute
You
for the
understand?
real
I'm
thing.
talking about people who had tried both sides.
Okay, fair
You
enough.
understand? I don't know what mindset they had, but they try both sides. They say at the end of the day,
It didn't work, so they
it
have
didn't
resulted to
work.
toys.
They decide to go to the store and get what they need, and the work.
Okay, so that could work maybe for a while, but you can completely lock off human contact with replacing it with an item. Then that person have some deep mental
this
issues they
man
need to
or
address.
woman is literally, how should I say, they deal with so much. They deal with law basically. So they in that aspect, they're dealing with crime. They're dealing with all this kind of
so
thing.
you're dealing with a career-oriented woman.
Exactly, and they have seen it all. They said that man or woman, I don't remember, we don't know, we can't really
You're talking like you're talking about a specific individual,
understand? And they,
but I go play like I ain't hearing.
But me no, I know.
Now listen.
Right, they would have seen all these things. They end up in relationship with people who they try to save from going to jail and all these different things and burn that bridge. They help people with business, help people along the way, and they end up just reaching the point where they say, you know what, I'm going to face a store, spend my money,
so let
and
me
that's
see
that.
if I could break it down in this aspect. I know that type of woman you're talking about, and she is someone who wears her heart on her sleeve. So you find when she gets into a relationship, she automatically shows the needy side of her. Even though she is well established and accomplished in her career and her academics and her assets, she is lacking something within. So you find in order for her to hold on to it in a relationship, she puts out first, not necessarily herself, but what she can
give
offer.
What she would build
That is
you.
a big mistake.
She would
AJ,
literally
I have been there and done
build
that.
that person.
AJ, I have been there, and that is a huge mistake because you substitute you with what you could offer. So the person coming into the relationship only wants to be interested in what you could offer.
Yeah.
That is what it boils down to. Remember, I keep telling you, everybody, why the hell you gonna be calling me while I'm on air? Your head good? Everybody enters a relationship for a different reason.
Okay.
Some people may enter a relationship for one reason or another. Some people may want somebody to take care of this particular need or that particular need. We enter relationships for different reasons. And once you and that person not on the same reason, you are liable to get burned. And I keep saying to women, especially career women, we need to stop doing that. Enter into a relationship on mutual grounds. State your claim early, what you expect out of the relationship and what you're willing to offer. And if
Some
the
people
other
can't do that.
person
Some people
cannot,
can't do that.
if the other person cannot accept your rules and conditions, then don't waste your time. It's only going to end in heartache for you.
You learn that
The hard way.
the hard way. But what about the ladies or men that saying, you know what, I would work with this person because I seen a future with this person? Laid down the road. You seen it?
Some of we just be wearing blinkers for things that we should be seeing clear as day.
You find
Some
out?
of we just be stigmatized, AJ. What we should be doing is looking at all the little flaws you're seeing that you're trying to bypass because you really want him to stay in your life, so you don't want to notice that he's a player. There is the things that you have to pay close attention
But if he's
to.
not a player, he just
There are signs
lazy.
that you look for.
You understand? He lying down whole day. He
Then
want to
that's a
hug you up
problem.
whole day.
That's a
Saying,
problem,
girl,
AJ.
you don't have to go to work today. Just stay
Who does
home.
make love on a hungry belly, AJ? Who's do that?
That men out there making love on
But
a
then
hungry belly.
a woman who ends up in a situation where the man only with her for financial gain, she look for that. From the time she pick you up and all you want to do is lie down whole day and make love, then there is a problem.
But it have women
They are
like
not
that.
compatible.
But it have
You's
women
a
like that.
career-oriented woman, but he want to lie down and make love whole day. So when you going out to work, what do you think he could be doing when the day come?
Lying down in bed, keeping it warm. He working.
Okay, AJ, you
he
see
working.
that? You know what, people, we want to go to the lines on this one. You
He
could miss me
working.
with that. He might be working elsewhere.
But on your bed.
With somebody probably
How you know that?
maybe.
You see how you know that?
The lines are open. We are taking your calls. We're talking about relationships. Where did we go wrong? And how could we fix it? You know, people always ask me, coming out of a Muslim background, Isha Wells, how do you feel about a man having more than one woman or a man in a polygamous relationship? Everybody, I think, under the sun knows my position on it because I lived in that life and I was in such a relationship.
Well, I want to know. I didn't know what it
Okay,
was.
so you know I was a Muslim, yeah?
Yeah.
Right? And I was married. My husband had...
Under that religion or
yes,
just... Okay.
under that religion. My husband had another wife, so it was me. And another woman. I was the first wife, she was the second. I am a firm believer that men love women for different reasons.
Okay.
I still believe this up to today, even though I don't practice Islam. You might like something about one person that you're not seeing in the other person, and you might like something about the other person that you're not seeing in this person. So being in a relationship with a man who is attracted to another woman for a different reason is not my issue. My issue, however, is a man being in such a relationship just to fulfill his own desires.
Okay.
Just to say I could do it, just to say that it could be done, or just to say that, you know, you're just being covetous and greedy. What are you bringing to the table in these two women's lives?
No.
Are you in their life to make them a better person, or are you in their life just because you want to live this so-called macho man lifestyle to show that you
I
can
want to
have
get
more
onto
than
this
one?
macho man thing, you know. I want to really get into this macho man thing because a lot of women tend to say they like a man who's stern, who able to provide for the home. But it have men that could do that same thing and they don't have to look the part.
Okay, so maybe it's just me, but me into the quiet man and thing.
You don't like the quiet
not my
man and
style.
thing. So you like the man who loud and
You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be loud. You can be quiet. But I just like the kind of raw finish. It's
the rough
just me.
finish.
I ain't say you have to
But
be
it
rough
have-
physically.
What I stating, it have men who could take care of the home and they're just not into the you know, well, this is what we're doing, and let we do this and let we do that. They probably like the woman to say, no, babe, this is what we're doing. Let we do that. You understand?
Why we can't go back to the days when my grandfather used to get all the pay and come home and give my grandmother it, and she used to manage the home.
Now, you see that way you're talking about it?
But you don't know about that? I know about that.
No, but you know about that. But I telling you that's not happening today.
And come home and get grandmother the money, and she used to give him back something to go to work for the week and take the rest and pump it into the affairs of the home. Because she was home, she know what needed to be done.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. That's not happening. That's not happening again. That's not happening at all. Because
you get bright with money now.
Because we realize that the woman home not just being home alone.
What I mean?
That the woman home, because it have the social media, she's been occupied, and many other people are seeking that interest.
Okay, AJ. So I'm not sure if you don't know that a woman in particular will only look around if home is not doing what it's supposed to do in order to keep
Isha, I working offshore.
Woman don't go outside just so it.
I working offshore. When I come home, I have a little private business, my little car rental business. I might be buying little real estate to rent people land and all these different things.
Just so.
If I'm not able to be home all the time.
Something else is the problem. Woman don't go outside just so.
Well, I want to know what's the problem. So let me get some calls in. I want to get some mature people. I want to
call your life.
Aisha, good day.
Good day to you.
Good day to AJ. Big man, you got to speak for yourself, because I just still do that.
So you just work and come home and get your wife all the money?
Of course.
But what the hell is this? Go ahead. Hey, let the man talk.
Let me explain. Now, before the money reaches to her hand, remember, I more or less take care of the affairs of the home. So I would pay the bills, put aside this, do that. In other words, let me explain this. I have insurance for myself, but I insure my wife's life too. I have an annuity plan for myself. I have an annuity plan for my wife too. I have a saving plan in the credit union for her. I have one for me. I have for my children. I have a saving plan for her in Guardian Life. For her, I have for me. The balance of money that remains, it goes to her hand. Since I meet a woman, I never broken. My money is run low, but I've never run broken. So, like I tell you have to speak for yourself. And listen, I married into a Chinese family, boy, they hate to spend money, They love to save. They go in and do all the courses to learn to do everything. They ain't just giving away the money. So I know why I get myself into. But it still happens. And I admire that. Listen, I admire my wife too bad. Because she's not one of these persons that you always by the hairdresser, by the nail tech. She went and learned to do nails and went and learned to do hair. So don't like to give away that money at all. So, big man, speak for yourself. Alright? But we're still doing it. Loving you out.
Thank you so much. So why it is young men don't pick up that kind of example?
Because we don't have that kind of woman.
What I supposed to mean?
That today's young lady, nothing that. What's going on?
What in?
You understand? Give me a piece of chicken and here what happening. Do my hair. That money you gave me, how to fix that here. Whatever it is happen after, we go see about the house. You understand? If we renting, you had to pay that rent, but you still have to organize my money because I have a zest to go to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You understand? I ain't going through that. It's COVID time. I'm looking for a virgin to help organize here. You understand? You going home and meet a virgin home by you. You're going home and meet a virgin home by you.
Your head good?
I'm telling you.
I don't know what type of woman all they just pick up now. Call
but
her
there's a woman today.
Yes, hello?
Call her your line.
Hi, good afternoon to you both. Good evening, as a matter of fact.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. This thing, I'll just come straight to what the young man is saying here about some women like this or they like that. You know, they want the fried chicken and they want this money and thing. It depends on the kind of woman you look for to. Because many times, since time immemorial, you have different types of women. And depending on the type of man that you are, you would look for a type of woman that would suit you. Out here have a lot of good women and a lot of good men. Many times it's because of the values. And now we have the media defining who you should be with and defining what a good man is and what a good woman is until you have man pretending to be woman and woman pretending to be man. Within the African community, this is the real thing I want to focus on. Because many communities all over the world, have issues with relationships. And let's not, make any mistake about that. But most of these communities have a solid cultural foundation. And many times with that cultural foundation, they have a religious background or a spiritual background that, regardless of what takes place, they have some foundation to rest their feet on. And they teach the children certain things. Within the African community, there's a lot that our parents did not teach us. Like, take, for instance, me. I grew up in a home. I grew up a certain time struggling. I was out of the home. By 14, I had to clean yard. I had to get money to get books to go to school. But what I learned from a very young age when I was at home, what I learned with my stepmother and things, is that I had to have certain values. And those things stayed with me throughout my teenage years and up to now. There are many people who don't get tired, but there are many people who doing just like what our gentleman called just now and said. If their wife's not working, and then they will do that because they trust their wife, and the wife trusts the husband. You understand? But we live in that time depending on what we listen to, what we focus on. Sometimes the music and all we listen to can make us either total idiots or devoted to something, or belong to something, If you only listen to music about people private parts and wine and so and chuck it back so, right? And the girl, because she flush and her body look good. So what happens when her body not start to drop as she get older? It means that is your value, so you're going to look for somebody else. Up till last week, I was saying, some woman saying she has to look a certain way for the husband to keep his interest. Well, then she's not supposed to be, they're not supposed to be with one another. Because if a man only like a woman because of how she look, it means he will always see another one who looking better. So within the whole thing is the woman you choose and the substance within that woman. There are people born in poor neighborhoods and they have more substance than people with plenty money, and who can afford to buy all the Gucci bag and all them kind of thing, You have people who grew up in the ghetto and they have more soul and more substance and more vision, right? And more sense of purpose to the community than all the other people, So within all aspects of society, but at the end of the day, within the African community, we have lost a lot. Over 400 years of slavery, we have lost a lot. We lost our gods, we lost our spirituality, right? And we have lost a lot. People, on the other hand, have been able to pass down things from generation to generation to generation, and that actually keeps their community within a close knit. If you notice, they don't go against each other. Whether it's politics, whether it's society, they do not go against each other. So we now have to somehow redefine, stand up against what the system is showing us and redefine our roles in society. Ask ourselves, hey, what is my purpose here? Because once your purpose is nation building, the first place that you have to have secure is your home. Once your purpose is nation building, and your purpose is community oriented, and your purpose is people centered, you have to have your home in order. So thanks for the time and all other people waiting to call in.
Aisha, that is exactly what I was doing. Get my salary and hand it over to her. And where it put me, living by myself without a wife. So I don't think it's wise that a man's supposed to be working hard and get his salary and hand it over to his wife. That's a big mistake. Really
no, we need to weigh in on this a little bit, AJ.
We're waiting for. Let me go.
I would like that man to let me know how he met his wife. I want a little background. I want background on the situation.
Oh, you want to meet your wife?
Ask for a background on the situation.
Why?
Because
but everybody just say.
Have a saying. Old people have a saying. If you meet a girl in a fete, expect to lose she in a fete. So I would
So
just want to know. I just saying what old people say. That's all.
So
I would like this man to tell me, sir. Could you tell me the situation surrounding how you met your goodly wife and what would have triggered that type of action?
What type of action? For she
to just pack up all your money and go. Tell us what you did, sir. Tell us what you did. Call her your life.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It's outside, man. Right? You will pick them up. And there's the economist, you know. You know what? Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
I pick up my wife 33 years. And I go on and take out a washing machine at time. I call it the deposit sister. And the get my dad told me a little African man. She said hello.
But where you going? All right, Jennifer is on the line. She says, Aisha, good afternoon. My daughter is listening to your program. You need to do a part 2 to this program. No, we need to trash out our situations as a family, as a community. Let me see where we going wrong. Caller, you live.
Aisha, good day.
Good day to you.
One thing we need to understand as a people, especially people of African descent, a lot of African people, their priorities is mixed up. As a man who works, you is the head of the home, you're supposed to govern, guide, provide, protect for the home. When you're working for a salary as a married man, you must budget your life. So, okay, I'm working for $10,000 for the month. It have light bill coming every 2 months, water bill coming every 3 months, cable and internet is every month. Depending on say you have 2 children, okay, you must put aside money for your children's education. You must put aside money for the family health. As people of African descent, we playing catch up. So you should ensure your life as an individual, as a father. Because if you die, you now leave a legacy for your children. But you must budget your life. When you do all these things, you pay your bills, you pay insurance, you put aside a savings plan for education for your children. Put aside one for you and your wife too, just in case. Put aside money for health. Whatsoever remain, you buy groceries, and then the balance of money you have as a man, give it to your wife. Because women, constructive women, take like telling you, they don't spend money, so you know. You would end up in need, and the first thing they jump and open their hand and say, baby, look. Now, for the people who priorities mix up, that you're studying to wear $3,000 sneakers, $1,000 pants, and $800 jersey, and $500 hat, tell me what you're sleeping on. You're comfortable? Where you're living is yours. All your bills paid. You have food to eat for the month. Your priorities mix up. These are not the women you want to run into. The women who buy the nail tech every week, buy the hairdresser every week. I understand women want to look nicer, but everything is a cost factor behind it. And if you want to live handsome out, studying where getting your next meal from, how your bills getting paid, your priorities mixed up and you will never be happy as a family. So, youth man, it have good women out here, it have good men out here. But we need to understand where our priorities lie. We need to understand responsibility, and what you need to do as a people is to budget your life. Sit and budget your life. Otherwise, your life will always be in debt and you'll be living handsome. Wonderful program, locked on and listening.
Thank you so much. Well, it all boils down, AJ, to the partner you choose.
Mm-hmm.
We
both agree on that.
Want to reap peas and plant corn. It don't work so. And to find your soulmate, I suggest you don't find her in a zest.
Why?
I'm simply saying.
Why?
Just take my shepherd advice. If you're looking for your soulmate, you may not find her in a zest.
But
that is the mistake our generation
making.
There is a lot of flaws, AJ, that we're making that could have been avoided had we had the proper guidance.
True, I agree with that.
It's
but
guidance.
stating that meeting somebody at an event or a zest or whatever it is, that doesn't depict that that person won't be there for you.
I'm not
You don't know.
saying that it won't.
No, so
I'm simply saying 9 out of 10 times,
Mhm.
it may not be the person you want to spend eternity with. Let me just put it that
How
way.
you so sure?
Take my words for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also saying as well, there's simple things you look at. The characteristics of a woman will tell you
Mhm.
whether she's going to give you hot head
Mm-hmm.
or she's going to be a helpful partner. Simple things you look for. Let me give you some guidelines.
Give me some.
Some guidelines are you look at how she takes care of herself. When I say takes care of herself, I don't mean that her hair do every week or her nails do every
Mhm.
week or long like bird clothes. No.
Okay.
I'm simply saying how she keeps her hygiene
Mhm.
and her surroundings. If she has children, how she takes care of her children, how she manage her home. If she's working, how she manage her finance, or if she always broken. And you're just not seeing where the money going. There are things you look for, AG.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's not always about a pretty face, but you want somebody who's attractive. Yeah? Don't go based on looks. 9 out of 10 times when you go in a relationship based on looks, take into consideration that she go get old. So the looks may not always remain. And if it's just looks, is there something else in the relationship?
I love
that
how you're
could
saying
keep
that, you
you?
know. The question is, do women think like that?
Women think like that? No, I believe. I'll tell you why, right? You will see some pretty woman out there with some man that not so handsome. But when you find out he's a good provider, or he's taking care of the home, or he's doing what he's supposed to do. So long gone are the days when women looking for nice man. I think they have evolved from that type of arrangement. I could be wrong, but I think they have evolved from that type of arrangement. Some of the other markers you must look for in a woman, look at her age and look at her progress. We're not talking about acquiring assets, because you may find a woman who is poor, but she keeps her surroundings clean and she's always doing a class or a course to better her life. I am talking about a woman who just don't intend to do anything. Her only claim to fame is that she wants to get with you so she can spend your money. You just know the difference between them. See if you could cipher it out. And stop thinking with all your small head and start thinking with all your big head.
Which one is the small
Because
head?
a lot of all your a lot of all your men
Mm-hmm.
making children with women, or they should just wave bye-bye in the street. There is no lies there. Some women that you met in effect that you should have just leave in effect is who's your child mother today.
How you so sure?
Giving you
But
hell
it have men that meet
in your life.
It have men that have child mothers that was the perfect. When you see them, they walking proper. Back struck, look, struck like this. You go. And today is the worst.
Let's see who's there. Caller, you live.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to the hour of romance, sex, and love.
Hey, you get the whole show a name.
Well, let's go there. Now, two things have not been discussed. I don't know if you're all saving it for later or saving it for last, but not even the texter or yourself or the co-host. So let's go there. Can we mix love with energy or energy with love? What is real love? How you even start a quote with loving or energy? What it is? Can we mix the two? Because to me, that is critical. What? Do you love the person for the wrong reason? And this is the critical thing. Is it a feeling? What is love? How we start to understand love? Is it the three most common lie in the world that you say you love? Love. There got to be some energy, some feeling in order for you to want to even go with the person. Yes, given the money and all this thing will come in. But if there is no feeling, if there is no energy, and that word which to me it's the most common lie being thrown all over. Sometimes you love until you get sex. Sometime you love to get married, then you realize the money not coming. So the big question here, it's pertinent as hell. What is love? Do we mix it with energy? Sister, permit me a bit. Is this the same co-host with you this afternoon again?
Yes, the same one.
Brother, before I come up the air, I want you to punch the question because I want a follow-up. Will you say it's love or energy? I'll stay on for a bit before I go.
I believe it's energy. I work with energy. Love, I don't know. That to me, it's short term.
And if it is energy, would you say it's a vibe?
It goes with a vibe eventually, yeah. It actually.
So, okay, good. How long the energy will last for before love kicks in?
It actually don't ever subside. It's supposed to continue going. It's nothing to change. If it's natural energy, it would remain the same.
But you're not answering the question.
What is the question?
Well, let me repeat myself again.
Sure.
Whether or not after the energy, you said the energy is there.
Mm-hmm.
How, when, and where, and how love kicks in?
Oh, when? I'm sorry.
When or how long after love kicks in?
It should